Are you ready to reclaim joy in your life? Why joy? Why now? Welcome to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei, your joy guru. While the world looks like it's at a breaking point, burnout, stress, isolation, and overwhelm dominate the headlines. Within all this, there's a longing for something deeper, something that heals beyond the mind. Joy fuels health, sparks expansive thought, aligns us spiritually, and connects us to one another. Join me as I weave astrology, intuition, and modern psychology to ignite your soul's highest alignment. Each week I sit down with luminous guests who embody joy as a spiritual path, a creative force, and a way of life. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's dive into the joy. Because when joy rules, transformation becomes inevitable.
Ever wondered why you felt the pain? I can tell you how to finally let it out. When it works if you can just let go the doubt. It's a now you know type of story, so I won't tell you things to make it right, 'cause you'll be just fine, you'll be alright. Let this go by if you just align right now, right now, align right now. It's the fear that makes you think that something's wrong, but it's not why you have come to sing along. What do I give? What do I say when my fears come and love still stays to let me know there's always nothing wrong? What can you do to feel the truth? I'll tell you all you need to hear. When fear comes calling and you are falling, you won't fall from the love that's always here. 'Cause you'll be just fine, you'll be alright. Let this go by if you just align right now, right now, align right now. And there's more to life than this. You have come to feel the bliss. There's nothing to figure out. And if problems reappear, you can find the answers here and feel what it's all about. You just a line right now.
Have the honor and the privilege and the permission himself, John Stringer, to have played that song. I welcome. And I'm listening to this thinking, I wonder how he's receiving this right now. I wonder how he's receiving his own genius, his own mastery, because well, just a real quick 30-second, at a very dark time in my life in a health adventure. And it's good we don't play records anymore, because I would have worn out the record. I played that song over and over and over again. So I hope you will all listen to that song again, and many of his other songs. But this particular song, at a very dark time in my life, it was like it was a light. There was a glimmer. There was some hope. And I would just play it over and over. And you know what I was thinking, John, listening to that song? That's the key to life, your song. It's the key to, so, again, your purpose, as you shared with me the other day, is alignment, right?
So
So
true.
welcome
Yeah.
to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and thank you. I want to answer your reflected upon thought as a question is what was I experiencing listening to it? And honestly, I was doing what it talks about. I was aligning to listen and just kind of receive and hearing different things and being reminded of our cosmic blueprint. I had a couple of questions come up, so I just started posing them while I was in alignment. It's like mind, body, and spirit. What exactly is spirit? And the cosmic blueprint that we have. And I know you talk a lot about that cosmic blueprint, and you've helped me recognize what I've become aware of in language that I didn't have, but I intuitively experience it. And then when you can put like words to it and write it down, it's like, oh, cool, I can see the blueprint now. you
And
know,
it's so interesting. I mean, here we
fascinating.
are the day after Thanksgiving. I am so grateful for you. And
Mm,
the moon is in Pisces. And
mm.
and you are a Pisces, and we have the ocean. And you and I in our relationship are Pisces. Oh, and by the way, I did run Kathy's chart and your
Oh, cool.
relationship chart. And for all of you out there, you have an astrological chart that your soul chose, and every
Yeah.
relationship you are in has its own signature. It's the midpoint or the average of two charts. And then you have a sense of the energetics in any relationship, regardless of the form of relationship, whether it's a child and a parent, or lovers, or married couple, or friends. So you and your beloved wife, you are Aries together.
Yes.
She's a
Oh, cool.
Taurus, you're a Pisces, together you're Aries. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, because it's so cool, Kathy has her planet of her contract with the universe. Jupiter in the chart is our contract with God and the universe.
Okay.
Her Jupiter's in Leo, which is the sign of joy, which is the sign of
Yes,
the
that
other
so
most
makes sense.
creative sign in the zodiac.
She is so about joy, comedy, family and connection, but fun. Like she's all light, and I'm a deep Pisces, so she's brought more joy out of me. So I get that.
Yeah, I mean that didn't surprise me, but I didn't know that when I looked at
Yeah.
it. So let's speak to the lyrics in the song, which are about you. We feel all this stuff, but all we really have to do is align. So will you speak to that whole principle? Because if people leave the show with nothing other than what you're going to share, it will save their life,
Yeah,
frankly.
that's so true, so true. As it has mine. So, in any given moment, all there is now, as we know, and now likes to express in unique ways. And it feels like a wave, right? Like the waves coming, sometimes the waves are high, sometimes the waves are low, and learning how to ride that energy and learning how to not suffer when that's happening, if you'd like to not suffer, requires alignment. Now, doesn't mean you need to align. And in fact, most people don't choose to seek how to align until they had enough of the suffering. And that's okay. Suffering is by design there to teach us the contrast of non alignment. For example, suffering caused by the wound of in delusion of separation, that I'm
Yes.
separate from my good, I'm separate from, the divine or the essence of life, I'm separate from whatever. That kind of thing creates this natural suffering, that is an illusion. It's illusion based. But until we've had enough of it, we don't really opt out or seek to opt out of it. Once we seek to opt out of it, what it requires is alignment. And alignment is a word that I received, and others have tuned into it too. But it's really about aligning with the essence and the source of who and what we are. As there's all kinds of language for it. And whatever language works for you, that's great. All I can tell you is the way I hear it when I tune in and begin to do it is that we are extensions of the source of life itself.
Yes.
And as such, we are limitless love and light. So we begin to align with that source so we can express that limitless love and light. And the
Yes.
things that block us from expressing it are those limited, conditioned ways of thinking
Yes.
that block the full expression. These
Yes.
beliefs, these traumas, and these attachments to, let's just call it patterns and conditioning that are common and that are considered normal, but we don't realize limit us from the full expression of our limit, who we are at the
Yes.
essence, limitless love and light. And so once we're had enough of the limited conditioned thinking, had enough of the suffering, it teaches us it's great, it's beautiful contrast, and we can have as much of it as we want. And it's all good. Once
And
we've had
anybody
enough,
can do it anytime, anywhere, right?
bingo. Once we've had enough of that, then we find practices that assist us with aligning so we expand our awareness and begin to see those blocks, begin to see that limited conditioned thinking from a higher level of consciousness and from a expanded awareness, and then we can begin to choose differently. So alignment's like the first step to creating awareness.
Yes,
Like it's as simple as taking a breath.
exactly.
Some people call it centering, becoming mindful, getting into the present moment. You're aligning with a subtler essence of life and the presence of now, and it
Yeah.
just does something. It transforms just by doing that.
And you know, when you and I were talking and I was sharing that you're Pisces sun, and of course Pisces, and you really, not every Pisces is as creative and as spiritual as you are, but those are traits of Pisces. You know, you have performers and all kinds of that, Pisces, and then the spiritual. And you really talk about an alignment,
Yeah.
of those two. And your sun in Pisces is in the house, as I said to you the other day, in the house of alignment. So, what jazzes me is when I'm witnessing the genius of someone, that brings them joy. And then I'm just naturally tying it to this beautiful blueprint that their cosmic, that they chose to come in with. It's just a
That's it.
guide. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a faded. It's because when we choose in the direction of who we really are, life works a lot better.
Yeah, it feels better. And you know what's crazy? At any given moment, the way I hear it is there are not only infinite possibilities, but infinite timelines that we are experiencing. And that's like, what? So in this linear 3D dimension, it is what it is. But because of that, we always have the ability to choose differently. So that timeline that we're on now, we can actually adjust it by choosing now differently, right? And there's infinite possibilities from this little point.
Absolutely.
But I only say that to say, like, I look back at my life and it's been an arc of, the Pisces in me showing up very differently early on and
I'm
evolving
sure.
and transforming. And I think I was telling you this before that I feel so grateful and so blessed to be where I am now because all of the ingredients and choices
Are
brought me to the
coalescing.
point.
They're
Yeah,
coalescing.
totally coalesced and they have coalesced and brought me to this point of decision and recognition that awareness I was talking about, where you almost like an AA person, right?
Yeah,
Like to go to
yeah, I got
AA,
it.
first thing you got to do, you got to become aware that you are addicted. I've been addicted to suffering, and I've been choosing this, and my
And
drug
that
of
is,
choice
by the way,
has been.
That is a Pisces construct. I
Is
mean,
it?
that is,
That
and
makes
that's
sense.
because that's like if we don't embrace our own victim, right, and we're still
Yeah, yeah.
not accepting and loving it, nobody
In
else is
denial.
going to want it either.
It if you don't recognize and honor and become real with where you truly are, or you're in denial, I don't know many people that change and get to where they want to be without addressing that. Like where they are, it's almost like if I'm in denial that I'm in Atlanta and I want to get to California, boy, it's gonna be real hard
Yeah.
navigating to where I want to be. So that first start of awareness is just really about becoming present with what is right now and facing it, and then deciding, choosing differently. And I think that shifts the timelines. I only
Yes.
say that because the theme that I know we're talking about is joy. And I think that's how you get, if you don't start with the reality of where you are,
Yeah.
destination joy is almost impossible to get
It is
to, or at
impossible.
least in any sustainable way.
I was just saying to
You know?
Emily before the show, if we don't deal with the other if we don't deal with it, we don't have access to the joy either.
Bingo.
We don't have access
It's
to
like
that.
trying to throw seeds in a big weeded area that's got all kinds of congested plants and weeds and different things going, and you throw a seed in there, and you're trying to get it to grow, and it gets strangled out by the weeds. It's like you got to clear the stuff first, become aware of what's there, unroot the stuff that you don't like, clear
And
the
it's
space.
interesting that you're saying that now because, and you know this, we're in a 9 year now.
Hmm.
Numerologically, we're in a 9 year, which
Yeah.
is an ending year. And we have these planets at the end of Pisces that one hasn't been there for 165, it won't be there again. So it really is these next 3 months, especially, are about that cleaning out so that
Yes.
alignment can be clearer, right? Because
Bingo.
it's harder to
Bingo.
hear the voice of the divine when we've got all this crap in the way.
Yeah. And life is really good at showing us what needs to be cleared.
Oh,
How do you
yeah,
know what needs to be cleared? It don't feel good.
yeah, yeah.
When it feels, when it feels unbearable, miserable, etc. I think I like to say there's degrees of suffering. Suffering light is that tolerable suffering. Well, I'm not really happy with my job, but it's paying this, that, and the other. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna
Suffering
stay
light.
here.
I like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like suffering light. People will stay in suffering light. When it's suffering heavy, you're like, oh heck no, I can't take this anymore. Help. Let me find a
and
way out.
that's exactly what's going on. In fact, a good friend of mine
Yeah.
from Unity, Vern, he said he called it a spiritual enema.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in that
That's
crucible,
beautiful.
actually, you know,
That's
in terms
beautiful.
of, wow, that doesn't define me anymore. Wow, I keep coming up against, you know, and of course, this is where, and
Yeah.
it's so funny listening to you. I'm so hearing the teacher in you, the Sag
Mm,
moon, the
mm,
gentleness of your Pisces spirit. And by the
mm.
way, I had a thought about you being a walking TED Talk.
You got to
You
give them context.
you
My
come,
daughter,
you, know, you
go
give them
ahead. My daughter
context, and then I'll
basically,
share.
you got it. My daughter, one day we're sitting on the couch. Our middle daughter looks over to my wife and goes, "Mom, so what's it like being married to a living TED Talk?" I, di- I don't know if she meant it as a compliment, but I took it as the biggest compliment. So it's so beautiful. But go
Well,
ahead.
what I wanted to say was just to validate it astrologically, the two signs of talking, I mean, the two signs of communication are
Mm,
Virgo and Gemini. You are Virgo rising, and your planet
mm.
of what drives you, Mars, is in Gemini. So you really come by that very honestly. So
Yep, that's so true. It's so
wanted,
authentic, right?
I just wanted to say that. So it's actually
Thank you.
a walking John talk, really.
That's right, a walking John. Oh, I like that.
It's not
A
a TED
walking
talk,
John
it's a
talk.
John talk.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, we're gonna take it even to another level. I'm gonna take it, transform it from a John talk to a source talk. How
Oh,
about
nice.
that?
Nice. Spirit
But
talk, source talk. Yeah.
source talk, yeah. So
Yeah.
the
So
the
so
the
just
theme
so
of, go
John,
ahead,
for
you
the
first.
people that are watching and listening, how would you just did, you said a breath. How else, like just a couple of takeaways, like when someone knows they're out of alignment because they're not at peace,
Yeah.
how to come back as quickly as possible to then address it later, but at least in the moment, what would you
Yeah.
suggest?
So that's in the moment, I'm going to come up with an acronym. How about that?
Good.
SDA.
There's the walking in. There's the John talk. The source
That's
talk.
right. SDA. As soon as I feel myself, like the younger generations talk about their triggers and they kind of identify with, oh, that's my trigger. I'm triggered like that. Da, da, da. I would say as soon as you feel a trigger, as soon as you feel something just has you off, that emotion that arises or whatever, that's your positioning system letting you know something's out of alignment. Now you stop. SDA, right? Stop. And you might remember when we were growing up, they used to say, stop, drop, and roll, right? We're going to say SDA. You stop, you drop into the present moment, right? Because typically there's something distracting you from just being present when you're feeling that way. You're out of harmony with what is. Just no way around it. Because when you're present and in harmony with what is, there's going to be dynamic bliss. We'll get to that later. But when you're out of that, you know you're out of being present and out of alignment. So you stop, you drop in through practice. Meaning, I don't mean through practice like you got to keep doing this, practice. I mean through a practice. Yeah. Meaning whether it's taking a breath, bringing awareness to breath, which anybody can do. In fact, let's do it together. That's my favorite. So you can soften your gaze or close your eyes. Just bring your awareness to your nostrils and just feel the breath going in and out, and then take a deep breath. Noticing the sensations, exhaling and relaxing. And let's do it one more time. Deep breath in. And as you exhale and relax the body, feel yourself just letting go of any worries or concerns. Just focus on allowing that to happen. Another deep breath in. Exhaling through the mouth. Letting go of any tension. As you breathe normally, you can open your eyes. Continue to just focus on the sensation of what, even as we're conversating, right? Focus on the sensation of the breath going in and out. Something that simple can help redirect your focus and attention to the present moment and to the subtler energies present, right? And bring you dropping in to now.
And
so
the
once you're fully,
then? The A?
and then the A is that act of alignment,
the alignment.
right? It's twofold, actually. The A is that act of alignment where you begin to tell yourself, your inner being, which is not your personality, but the actual inner essence of who you are. You tell it to align. You can say it as a command, and this is the first thing that came through to me when I was asking for help. Heard align. You can tell yourself that, or you can use any mantra or anything that helps you get to that point where your awareness begins to expand. You begin to feel that, and you begin to feel other frequencies come in. Like as I tell myself to align, I literally can feel these other frequencies. I feel joy in my center right here, and I'm feeling all this other stuff arising that just feels good and fulfilling. It brings fulfillment. Now, that fulfillment isn't always that joy. Sometimes that fulfillment, as I'm doing that, I might have grief come up.
Yes.
But it brings fulfillment through the relief of that and that expression, so the energy isn't stuck. So whatever needs to happen as I'm aligning, I begin to align with that source that knows, that intelligence that knows how to divide the cells, also knows how to ensure you experience fulfillment in this present moment when you align with it. It's innate in us. It
Which
knows
is
how to.
why
Yeah.
we'll be just fine, right?
Bingo. When we trust, when we align, we trust, it'll lead us to harmony. Harmony isn't, if you're in a war-torn zone with bombs dropping and you're aligned and breathing, harmony might not just be standing in the middle of the street smiling. It might be running for cover. It might be an insight. Or if you're in a panic mode and having a breakdown and you align, harmony might be go get some help. Harmony
Yes.
might be, okay, just go this way, go get some help, and this person can help you. I've had that happen. And I'm listening to that knowing that led me to a
Mhm.
safe place,
And that
right?
is
In the
so
midst of
Pisces.
chaos.
That is so
Yeah.
Pisces. I mean, the listening to the voice. I mean, it really, that is a Pisces. It's not that other people can't cultivate that, but
Yeah.
it is a Pisces natural um, skill or talent or gift, to be
You
able
know what's
to
crazy?
what?
It happened to me at 18. Before that, I yearned to be able to hear direct. I
Wow,
yearned to be able, but it took a breakdown to have a breakthrough. I
totally.
literally had a complete breakdown. I could sense everything. I could hear I could hear everything. It was overwhelming. I panicked. I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand what's
Yeah.
going on. And all of a sudden, that knowing came up from within. Go to the I was at Morehouse College actually, so I was in my dorm. It's like go to the nurse's office. It became very clear. It was the clearest thing I could hear. It wasn't audible, so it wasn't schizophrenia. It was a knowing that was just
Yeah.
like go to the. I'm like, okay, I just got to trust that because that's the clearest thing I'm hearing right now.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just followed it, and it led me to a breakthrough to where I began to seek differently. And it took me a while to learn how to cultivate listening to that on demand, but I needed that pattern interruption in order to stop. Remember how we talked about the limited conditioned
Yes.
way of thinking and suffering? I was in a suffering mode like you would not believe. And that snap helped me start to get out and find what worked for me. So
Yes.
now I'm living it, sharing it with others. And I love seeing the transformation when people learn to align, use those, find the practices that work for them. That's essential. Like
Yes.
it's not just this. There's so many things available that we can find, but part of the journey isn't the destination. It's getting the experience of the journey itself to find what works for you. And that brings it all together, just like the butterfly breaking out of the chrysalis is not just the breaking out, it's the actual process that strengthens the wings so they can fly once they're out, right?
Absolutely.
All of it
Absolutely.
works together. So, yeah, all that to say, I'm so grateful for all of it. And still to this day, as you know, once we experience these ingredients and these peaks, they come together to help us break through to the next. Like once you're a butterfly and you learn to fly, okay, now you got to learn how to ride the wind and navigate this and that. There's always new lessons
Yes.
every time we're birthed into the new. It's not like we've arrived and yay. Mastery means congratulations, you graduate and get to go to the next
Yeah,
level that you know
exactly.
nothing about. Or that you really know a lot about, but you've signed up to explore and remember it all. you know.
Yes. And I remember talking to you about all the various things that you do, all the various hats that you wear, and how it all comes under that umbrella of aligning with source.
Yeah,
Like
that's it.
you're not supposed to do one thing. You have Mars in Gemini. You're supposed to do wherever spirit guides you, and that's obviously what you
That's
do.
it. And everybody,
So
when people start to align, they start to, or they can, if they choose, align with that cosmic blueprint that they have and become the unique expression they're here to be. So it's a beautiful
totally.
thing.
Well, I adore you, and I
I adore
love this
you. Thank you.
opportunity to be with you, especially in this Thanksgiving mode, and just so grateful for you and your love, your spirit, and having sung that song on stage with you. It's still one of the highlights of my life. Thank you
That
so
was
much,
awesome.
John.
Thank
I
you,
love
dear
you so
sister.
much.
Love you
Bye-bye.
as well.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for listening to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei Robbins, your joy guru. If this episode sparked something in you, don't keep joy to yourself. Share and spread the light. Tune in the second and fourth Friday of the month at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on Transformation Talk, where together we reclaim joy as the foundation for transformation. To dive deeper, visit me at joyrules.com. And remember, joy isn't optional, it's essential. And visit joyrules.com for lots more joy. Until next time, keep choosing joy and join the joy revolution. And until we connect, I wish you blue skies, green lights, and lucky stars.